Good morning, everyone. Welcome to next topic of the CMD lecture. In this lecture, we'll be discussing about the threaded fasteners. Okay. Before to this, we'll go with the introduction and all these things. Okay. So all these threaded fasteners. Okay. So before going to here, you have to understand what is threads. Okay. To understand what is meant by threads or threaded parts, okay, what are being called as threads. Okay, when you take the cylindrical rod, okay, cylindrical rod, okay, if you rotate it, okay, continuously, if you move a path, okay, if you are taking one path, okay, if you're taking one point on this way, okay, if you start moving, it move the path in a helical directions. Okay, this helical direction it itself gives give the threads forms. Okay, so this helical path is known as the threads. Okay, okay, or if you're calling it as screws. Okay. So next in this session, we'll be seeing all these are the threaded parts are there made up of plastic or there and have the wire sticks and all this. Okay. So next we'll see the introductions. Okay. Topics are including what is introduction to the threaded fasteners. Next, thread terminologies, thread drawings and dimensioning, how to give the thread drawings and dimensioning, very important. And lastly, threaded fasteners. Okay, coming to next, introductions. Okay, so introduction is that here we are having, it is mean as I earlier told it, when you are rotating a cylindrical rod at a constant speed, if you move on one point of the surface of the rod, okay, so parallel to the axis, it will create a helical path or a thread. So really, which is going to create the grooves on the cylindrical rod. Okay. So these grooves are cut along the helical path on a cylindrical surfaces of the rod. So with the threaded groove, it will be called as a screw. Okay. This form of groove or thread will engage through a corresponding thread to another in the machine part and other things. Okay. So very important. So we are having threaded bolts and nuts. Usually we used in almost all the applications of the in all the machines. Okay, in every machines or the every things we need to have a join the parts and all these things. Wherever it is there, we have to go for this nut and bolt assemblies. Okay, very important. Okay, the fastening types. If you go on with the fastening types, we are having the kinds of fastenings. Temporary fastening is there and permanent fastening is there. Okay, the permanent fastening. Okay, in the permanent fastening we are having different kinds. So we are having first one is welding. Okay, so welding will takes the permanent things. Okay, so welding is there. Next in that, as you can see this how the welding takes place. It is also process of joining the things of two parts, but it's a permanent method. you cannot reassemble or disassemble the two parts. Here you can see this with the help of connecting metallic rods or the metal rods. We are going to join the two parts. Okay, so this is a permanent part. You can see over here it is being joined, this profile over the things. Okay, so next we'll see, okay, gluing. Okay, gluing, if you, for example, if you use the glues to join the parts. Okay, you can see over here the glue has been used. Okay, so glue sticks like Fevicol is there, Fevikwik, and all these things are the glues wherever it is being used to join the things. Okay, so all these are the glues. Okay, next we can see, so riveting. So riveting is a process, for example, when you when you see this, this example can be seen over the bridges. Okay, railway bridges can be seen over such kind railway bridges. Railway bridges, so riveting has been done. So riveting, this kind of thing is called as riveting. Okay, they are the permanent kind of things. Okay, so bridges, if you see any bridges, all these things you can see such kind. Even some applications of number plate of vehicles, they are also, they are going to do a riveting kind of things. Okay, so next we'll see. Next we'll see in the temporary type of fastening. Okay, what all those we'll see. So temporary kind of fasteners are, we are having bolts. Okay, we are having bolts. Okay, bolts we are going to use. Okay, we are going to use the studs. We are going to use the screws. Okay, so these are the things we are going to, which are going to use for the temporary fasteners. Okay. You can see over here, these are the screws. These are the screws. Okay. Okay, they are the nuts and there are also studs. There are the studs. Studs. Okay, screws also there. Screws. Okay. So bolts will be there, all these kind of things. Okay. Non-threaded fasteners. Okay, so non-threaded fasteners, we are having these kinds. Will be, these kind can be also studied in a later part. We are having keys. Okay, keys are being studied. Okay, so they are also joining two parts with the non-threaded parts, pins. Okay, so they are called as non-threaded fasteners. Okay, so the threaded fasteners including the bolts, studs and screws. Okay. You can see over here pin and all these keyways. You can see over keyways. This is a keyways. 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 It can be seen your gears and all these things. keys. What are the applications of thread pass threads? Okay, the very first application is that to hold the parts together. Okay, to hold the parts together. Okay. So next one is to move the parts related to the other. Okay. So these are the two applications of to holding the parts together and to move the parts relative to the others. Okay, you can see over here the parts has been joined how with the screws and all these things. These are the nut and bolt assemblies. Okay, so these are the things. Plain screws are there. So you can see enlarged view. Okay, the plain screw. This is a screw. Okay, so these are the things. Next, to hold the parts. Okay, to hold the parts, different parts over here. Okay, different. You can see over here this part and this part. It is being holding the two parts. Okay. Okay. Next here also to hold this part and this part. Okay, we are using these things. Okay. Next we will be studying about third terminologies. What are the third terminologies? External thread or male thread or internal female thread. Okay, so what we are seeing over here, this is the okay, it is a bolt and it is the nut. Okay, okay, so this is the bolt. Okay. Next. External thread, a thread cut on the outside of a cylinder body, outside of the cylindrical body, external thread, okay, outside the cylindrical body. Next. This is the external thread. Similarly, internal thread, a thread cut on the inside of the cylindrical body. So this is called as female thread and externally it is called as male thread. Okay. Internal thread you can see over here. The right hand thread and left hand thread. Okay. Right hand thread. Okay. So next, if you turn on, okay, advances right hand thread. uh, a thread that will assemble when it is turned clockwise. So that is called as the right hand thread. A right hand thread. Okay. So you can see over here, this is the thread. It is advances only when it rotates in a clockwise. Okay, turns on the clockwise directions. Okay. So it is the external thread and this is the internal thread, where they are going to match only when it is having the turning on the clockwise directions. Okay. So left hand thread. Okay. The left hand thread. Okay. So the left hand thread, it is there. Okay. The thread that will assemble when the when turned when turned counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. So it is going to move. Okay, left hand thread joining, it is going to assemble only when it turns anti-clockwise. Okay, counterclockwise. Okay, so it is clockwise for clockwise right hand. Okay, anti-clockwise anti-clockwise. It is left hand thread. Okay. Next. Okay. So this is a special case, turnbuckle. Okay. Turnbuckle, which will show you with turnbuckle. Okay, uses right hand thread and left hand thread at each end to double displacement. Okay. Okay. It is a turnbuckle. We have to move this part. Okay, one on right hand side, one on left hand side. Okay. Crest. Okay. So what is crest over here? You can see over here the crest. Okay, the crest part for the internal and external thread. Okay. So what is that crest? Crest is okay, the peak edge. Okay. The peak edge of the thread. Okay, the topmost portion of the thread, you can see over here, this is the crest portions, okay, for external thread, and this is the crest for internal thread. Okay. Okay. So this is the called as crest portions. It is being highlighted for internal and external things. Okay. So next. Root. Okay. What is this root? Root is